On July 4th, 1776, the United States officially made its break from England with the Declaration of Independence. Within days, this extraordinary document was shared all across the colonies, thanks to the printing press. By printing the Declaration in newspapers and on flyers, the founders could share their vision for this new nation, including their belief in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. By the early 19th century, the printing press had put books in the hands of more people than ever before, especially in cities like Boston. With the demand for books growing, this became a publishing hub, home to a growing industry of publishers, printers, and book binders.
We're doing these in full goat skins, navy blue. That'll look really nice.
Beautiful.
Harcourt Bindery opened its doors in 1900, binding first editions of memoirs and letters by Ulysses S. Grant, Winston Churchill, and Martin Luther King. Today, they're the oldest and largest handbook binder in the United States.
We're handcrafters. It's the counterpoint to mass production. And 250 years ago, they were binding the same way as we're binding today.
Their mission is to help preserve this classic American craft, as well as some historic and very rare books.
So this right here is the writings of Thoreau. Thoreau grew up, or actually lived right close to here in Walden Pond, and it's still preserved.
Every part of the bookbinding process is handled by a specialist. First, there's someone who sews the pages together.
There's really not any other shops that still have the division of labor that we have, like the 19th century and early 20th century shops had. Harcourt really is the last of those.
Then it goes to the next station, where a hollow tube is added to protect the book's spine.
When you start off, you might be doing the same thing over and over again. And it's boring at first, but you get very good at that thing.
They also cut and shape a piece of leather to form the cover. It's a process Frank has done thousands of times.
I love my job. Creating things and binding. This the act of binding is what I love.
Many early American bookbinders learned their trade in Europe. The first known American bookbinders started working in Boston in the 1600s. It's likely that these early binders worked on religious books like the Bible, as well as almanacs. A special glue is used to attach the leather cover, which is flexible even after it dries.
I'm going to take off some of the excess paste that's on here, which has now gotten into the, hopefully, into the pores of the leather.
With the boards for the book cover lined up, the leather is put in place and the edges trimmed. Then it's off to the gold finishing department. Using tools more than a century old, the finisher heats them to about 350 degrees, lets them cool, and then adds gold to the spine.
I have to be careful that I don't accidentally burn the leather. If the leather is too wet when I put the gold down, then it will get burnt by the tools.
Finished book is a classic work of art, one shaped by ancient techniques and modern passion.
Every single one of them is a story that gets imparted to the next generations.
I think it's always about preserving the past, and that's why it's so important in the 21st century to do that. We forget about our history, we forget about where we were, we'll maybe forget about where we're going to be in the future.